welcome to the Wildlife Travelers, Susan and Andrew from Germany. We want to invite you to our second overlanding expedition through Zimbabwe. Our trip will start at Bushloa, Johannesburg. We will cross the border to Botswana at Martin's Drift. At the Plum Tree border post, we will immigrate to Zimbabwe. Our first target is the Manapols National Park. The second expedition destination is the Matusadona National Park. Last but not least, we will go to the stunning Wangi National Park. I think we will drive around 4,000 kilometers during this trip. In this series, we answer questions we asked again and again. For example, how dangerous is overlanding in Zimbabwe without traveling in a group? What's about the locals? Are they friendly? What's to consider when it comes to encountering wild animals? What's about the supply of water and fuels in the national parks? More on this later. Now the first toll station is upcoming. Last year we've got a technical device which managed the toll. Now this is not longer offered by our rental car company. So we have to scrape together our last South African rent from the previous year and hope that it will be enough to reach our goal. Fingers crossed. In the morning we started at Gauteng, Johannesburg. Our goal for today is the Klippan River Lodge in Burke at the Limpopo River, not far from the Martin's Drift border post.
We've done it.
After a long and hard drive yesterday, we reached the Klippan River Lodge at sunset. We had a good night's sleep and start today refreshed with the sunrise. Since we want to avoid entering Zimbabwe via the notorious Beitbridge border post, we transit through Botswana to the Plum Tree border post, in the hope of an uncomplicated entry into Zimbabwe. First of all, we hope for an uncomplicated entrance to Botswana. Now the departure from South Africa is upcoming. We started in the morning at the Klippan River Lodge. Now we are crossing the border to Botswana. We will transit Botswana to the Plum Tree border post and will emigrate there to Zimbabwe. Our goal for today is an Airbnb hotel in Gweru.
Da durchs Wasser. So. Steht es, ja?
The immigration to Botswana was uncomplicated. We only need 1 hour. Now we are moving quickly and hope we will reach our lodge in Gweru around sunset. The distance to Gweru is now 600 kilometers.
Our next challenge for today is upcoming. This is the border crossing from Botswana to Zimbabwe. After 430 kilometers driven through Botswana, we hope for a good and uncomplicated immigration to Zimbabwe. Fingers crossed.
Diesel is a lot cheaper in Botswana, and so we refilled our both tanks for crossing the border to Zimbabwe. Yes, we've done it. We are now in Zimbabwe. The immigration was chaotic and seemed slightly corrupt. We needed 5 hours to get in. How will it be to drive in the dark? There are a lot of animals on and around the street. Many have warned us about driving in the dark. Will we reach our lodge in time? We hope that. Yesterday evening we didn't reach our hotel in time. We were stranded in Gweru. Now we had a big problem. We weren't able to drive 8 to 9 hours longer to Manapools, and we didn't want to camp wild. We decided to ask at a large fuel station if we could park and sleep there. The people there were very friendly and offered us the opportunity to use the sanitary facilities. This morning at 5 o'clock we were refreshed for the last leg to Manapools. Our route today started at the petrol station in Gweru and takes us via the town of Karoi to the Manapools National Park. In Karoi we will take a break to refill our supplies.
After a long early morning drive, we found a nice place for refreshment and the morning coffee.
Finally, we reached the city of Karoi. We filled up the tank, bought groceries, and stocked up our cash. Now it's not far to Manapools National Park. The traffic and the roads are very different to Europe. A few kilometers before the park entrance there are always bushfires around the roadside. Finally, the off-road adventure can begin. We reduce the tire pressure from 3 bar to 1.8 bar to have more grip on gravel and deep sand. The first elephant we see leads us the way to our campsite. We are on the way to our campsite Nyamepi number 5. What a privilege to see this. Our campsite number 5 is located at the banks of the Zambezi River. We arrived in our dream of Africa. It's so stunning. All the efforts of the last few days are immediately forgotten. One part of our African dream is to cook on open fire, if possible, every evening. That's life in African nature for us. Today we start with a guided game walk in the morning. Roger, our wildlife ranger, gives us a lot of informations and spectacular views to flora and fauna. We are very excited what we will see today. Possible elephants or even lions? This game walk was an amazing adventure. Eye to eye with the wild animals is a wonderful experience. The Manapulse National Park is one of 2 national parks in Zimbabwe where guided game walks are allowed. We used the hot midday time for a break at one of the 4 pools that gave this wonderful national park its name. We spent the afternoon at our wonderful campsite, which we have almost to ourselves. We love this quiet, dreamlike place. There's a lot going on in the camp. Oh, a mighty bull elephant is coming to visit the camp. Will he smell our open orange juice and maybe become aggressive? The elephant passed us friendly and is now refreshing himself in the Sambesi. What a stunning adventure! We enjoy the nice sunset after a breathtaking day and have an amazing evening at the campfire. Early in the morning we are on the way to our second game walk. What will we experience today? Today we have Sophie as wildlife ranger.
The new age. We have got 7 to 6, 7 to 8, 8 to 16. Then you can see it was now closed. No another molar is going to come. There's no another molar coming. You see this.
Wow, that was again a wonderful experience. Our path is currently quite exciting. Today we changed campsites. We are looking for the new Ndungu Campsite number 2. This is an exclusive campsite without ablution facilities that we have for ourselves, the park administration said. So we are very excited about what awaits us.
Das ist es. Ja. Das war's schon.
Nee, geht aber nicht weiter.
For Africa is not possible. This campsite is located in the middle of the bush, with lots of shade, directly on the wonderful banks of the Sambesi. No other people within a radius of many kilometers. Hippos directly in front of us. That's adventure. We end this day again at the campfire with a hearty meal. This is how every morning could begin. A beautiful sunrise and a fresh brewed hot coffee. Now we start on a game drive. After a few minutes, we have to cross a dried up riverbed. We are very excited about what game we will meet. Maybe big cats? We hope that. This will be our last night in the Manapools National Park. We are searching for our last camp, the new BBC camp, an exclusive camp without any ablution facilities. Like this vervet monkey, we enjoy the sun, the surrounding, and the Zambezi River. Tomorrow morning we will start around sunset to our trip to the Matudadona National Park. The distance is around 300 kilometers, mostly gravel roads and some heavy dirt roads. This will definitely be a great adventure again. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss anything.